Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today's music selection is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. For those that don't know me yet, I am a professional, classically trained musician, and I did get into some popular stuff back in the day, but then I turned more over to the classical world, and I never really went back, and I just kind of stuck with my little window of old favorites. This channel is here to broaden my horizons and also to maybe offer all of you the point of view of listening to the music that you love through a professional musician's ear. I'm an orchestral musician, vocalist, composer, and instructor, so we really talk about any aspect of music that comes up. So I know of Pink Floyd. I actually am familiar with one of their albums, Momentary Lapse of Reason. Someone made a mixtape that had one of the songs off that album for me back in the day, and I loved it, so I went out and got the album. And I know that album forwards and backwards. I love it. So I sort of am a Pink Floyd fan, but at the same time, I know I totally am not. So this has been a long time coming. That is why we are listening to this today. It was a direct request from over on Patreon because it is time for me to get into the rest of Pink Floyd. I know there's so much more out there from this band that I need to experience. So it's not a matter of if I'll be a Pink Floyd fan. It'll be how much of one will I become. So this channel is still brand new. It's less than 2 months old. You all are the true fans. So you all are the ones that know. You all are the ones who can guide me in this journey, and I'm so excited. So let's do this together. So be sure to like and subscribe. You can find me over on Patreon. You can also become a channel member. Just do all the things. It helps the channel, and it establishes this connection that I have with all of you in our little musical community that we have here for discussions and requests and suggestions and all of the above. Okay, so enough talking. Let's listen. All right, I'm going to stop it there. Had to get through the guitar solo, right? All right, I'm actually getting a little bit emotional. First of all, I get really emotional with beautiful music, but... And here comes my unique perspective here. So as I stated earlier in this video, I got to know Pink Floyd through the one album, Momentary Lapse of Reason. And this is decades ago, but I've never seen these guys perform. So I'm getting to watch some of my favorite musicians live for the first time. I feel like I'm in the audience. I've been to concerts like this before where there's an artist that I really, really like and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is right there. And you're overwhelmed, you're overcome with emotion. And I started experiencing that feeling with this video. So this means a lot to me personally. I got to see David Gilmour play the guitar. Okay, I want to just keep going. We'll get into the music stuff later. Here we go.
I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the
That was magical. Oh, I just wanted to clap with all of the audience, and I was like, no, I can't because there's a microphone right there. So, oh my goodness. Hello. Is there anybody out there? So I believe that's Roger Waters. That's his style of singing. It's not on Momentary Lapse of Reason. It's a da-da-da-da-da-da. But then there are such iconic chord changes and modulations from key to key that are so stylistic of Pink Floyd. And so that's got to be David Gilmour. Since I know some of these fingerprints and it's from an album that Roger Waters did not take part in, I know that a good portion of it came from David Gilmour. So the key. So it's in B minor. Bum, 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 bum. And then it would go to D major. Bum, 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 bum. But I recognize that going from the minor to the major. And then also some adjacent keys, like when they're in the major, it settles down a whole step. Love it. I love it. They got into some modes. I think it's Mixolydian, which is in musical modes where the seventh tone in the scale is lowered by a half step. It's flatted down. Let's see if I can go back and find one example of that.
Out of the corner of my eye, I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the leader's gone.
So it's still down, and we're back up. So that's part of the Mixolydian part. Ba-dum-bum. That's playing with tonic, the first note, and going down to the lowered seventh, which is the leading tone, to tonic, and then back up. Love it. So just in this clip also, I was definitely hearing orchestral instruments all the way through this. I heard strings. You could hear them there. I heard a lot of brass, but I'm not sure if I'm seeing any on stage. And some of the strings sounded a little synthesizer-like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I am a string player, so anytime a band does use actual string players or orchestral musicians in general, I'm always appreciative and excited. And yes, I have actually been able to play, because sometimes they hire out to have strings come in. I've been able to play with a couple of mainstream music groups over the years. Sometimes artists are on tour, and wherever they are, they'll hire out an entire symphony. I've gotten to do that a few times. So I know what it's like to be on stage here. I know what it's like to be hooked up to the mic system and to be playing some of these notes. And so when I'm hearing the strings, my ear perks up. But again, I'm not sure if I'm seeing the actual musicians, but it was enjoyable anyway. Okay, so now I have to get into David Gilmour. I already am in love with his voice and his guitar playing from the album Momentary Lapse of Reason. And so me hearing his voice and hearing his playing and seeing this is like me coming home. It's very comfortable. It's not numbing though. My heart is just a flutter. And actually seeing him singing and seeing his hands on the instrument is just really thrilling. And hearing all of his little stylistic things that he does. His voice is so pure. It's completely in tune. He doesn't use a lot of vibrato. It's just dependable and beautiful and fits in with all of the orchestration, all of the other instruments. Every once in a while, he carries it over into a little bit of a grumbly sort of vocal fry sort of sound when he goes up. I did hear that at one point on the word I, when he was really up there, and it was just really coming out. It was more towards the end. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it. There it is. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That gravelly vocal fry. And there's something about, he doesn't do it that often, but when he does, you know that his heart is into it. It's so good. Okay, And also how he ends his words, have become comfortably numb. That mimics what Roger Waters does. Hello, is there anybody out there? I can see how these two guys came together. We're like, yeah, our styles really match. So then his guitar playing. Half of this entire presentation was just a guitar solo for David Gilmour. I'm not complaining. Oh my goodness. I got to see him do all of his tricks on the guitar. And one thing that I was immediately impressed with was how easy it looks. I always say that you know that you're really good at something when you make it look really easy. And you still might be working really hard. But if it looks like it's easy, then you know you've mastered that. I want to go to a few spots where he is playing and it shows the close-ups and just admire some of his work because I love it so much. See, he's just laid back. It's just so easy. Bending of the strings. Taking advantage of the harmonics and the guitar. More sliding and bending of the pitches. Okay, I have to say that I love how he plays with the different notes and the different ranges. So when he is up higher in range and those higher notes, like right where we stopped it, it really sings and soars. Is a lot of pitch bending, really going up to the notes and then sliding out of them so gracefully. Some soloists, when they go up high, like as they're working their way up the fingerboard of the guitar, the improvisation style sort of just gets fast and like all over the place, almost muddy. But David Gilmour, when he goes up there to those high notes, he hangs on them. He sits on them. And it's just so beautiful. And he's comfortable up there, so it makes the listener, it makes you comfortable up there. Okay, but now the lower range. And this is part of the Pink Floyd sound, kind of the grumbly sound in the lower registers. I can't help but think that it is the precursor to the grunge sound. Let's see if I can come up with a quick example. Okay. Ooh, there we go, there we go, there we go. And we get a little bit of both. The high notes. See, he's not going fast. There aren't a whole bunch of notes in there. He's really hanging on every little bit of that melody. Ooh, and then all the way down we go. Woo! Gonna slide up to that. Nice. Look at it. Look at him. Yeah, it was so good. Whew. Okay. Sorry, my heart just got all revved up again there at the end, seeing the end of that grand show, because I just would really have loved to have been there and seen this live. Oh, so that was Comfortably Numb. I don't know how much of the artistry here is just based on this live performance. I would like to go back and listen to the studio version of this, but this experience was really, really tremendous, and I love it. What did it mean? I'm going to just glance at the words just a tiny bit. I have become comfortably numb. We all have tough times, and there might be stuff going on around us in life that we're not that happy about, and sometimes ignorance is bliss, but also it could be a social influence, like maybe something around them is turning that person ignorant, and maybe they don't want to be quite so ignorant. Either way, I think there's more to this story, like with the album The Wall, and I'm just getting a glimpse into this. I'm sure I'll dive in more later, and it will all make more sense to me. Go ahead and let me know what of this album I should listen to next. Should I do the studio version? Are there some more live versions that would be really great? Because obviously I need to keep expanding on my Pink Floyd experience here. We're just getting going and I love it. I love it so far. Okay, don't forget to do all the things, like and subscribe, become a channel member. You can find me over on Patreon at OK Christina Listens. And as always, just be okay and keep listening.